And for more, joining us now is Amit Ranjan, who is Research Fellow at the Institute of South Asian Studies at the National University of Singapore. Now, Amit, as we've heard, the Nobel Peace Prize winner Muhammad Yunus has been tasked to lead the interim government. Will this be enough to calm protesters? And what are the immediate priorities of this government?
Thanks, Lim, for having me on CNA. Yeah, Muhammad Yunus is going to lead the interim government. But the issue is that as the situation is yet to out of the control, so how decisive his voice is going to be, that we have to look at. The second thing which we have to look at how long this interim government runs and when they are going to have a proper general elections. These two factors, these two are big questions before the Bangladesh political establishment and the Bangladesh state. Relating to this, if you look at the nature of the violence, citizens of Bangladesh, they had a long list of grievances against Sheikh Hasina. And what happened, what started as a protest, it was everything was included in that, and all such grievances, all such frustration against the Hasina ruled state, it just came out on the street, forcing Hasina to just resign and flee the country. So now army is their business group are there. They had a meeting, and in that meeting they selected Muhammad Yunus to lead the interim government. We have to look at what the major steps he's going to take. But the first major step he should take is to restore the normalcy in the country. That's very important, because unless the peace and law and order are established, it will be very difficult for any government, any government to run the country.
Right.
So his first priority should be to restore the peace and silence the protesters, asking them to go back to their home and go back to their classes.
And speaking of which, the free and fair elections are absolutely crucial for that leadership transition and, of course, for stability to be returned to Bangladesh. But given the allegations of the past 3 elections being rigged in Sheikh Hasina's favor, what needs to be in place to make sure that there's still trust in the democratic process, that people even turn out to vote, and also that they respect the result?
That's a very difficult question to answer. That means it's not known that how the next election is going to take place and who is going to contest, who is going to elect from, because there's a BNP also, and Awami League is still the party is there without Hasina. That's different thing. So how the interim government is going to take measures to stop this unfair way to elect the next government, that's going to be very important, very crucial. And then there's also like whether the new government which comes into power, satisfy the citizens and the protesters who are on the street, because they have their own grievances against the state structure. And there's also an issue that they don't want anything, from the Hasina. So now the BNP leader Khalida Jia is out of her house arrest. So I think she's also going to make her political statement and take some political measures to come back again in the Bangladesh politics. So do these things and the elections are going to hang a big question mark on the interim government, and we have to just wait and watch that what steps they are going to take to restore democratic order in the country. This Bangladesh, for a long time, it's being Hasina accused for rigging the elections, and that also created frustration among and anger among the youth.
Right. Now, Amit, you also mentioned Khalida Zia. Now, a lot of hopes will be focused on her now. Is she the most likely choice to take over as Prime Minister? And who are some other possible contenders?
If you look at her health and the age, so it's she may come, but there are other candidates also, like from her own party. So, but anyone who is going to take after winning election, anyone who's going to come into power, I think he or she had support of the BNP and ideological right wing party and other groups, other right-wing groups also. So it's not clear that who is number two and who is going to uh, get support from Khalida Jia. But at least she may try to come back. But let's see what happens, how things unfolds.
Amit, thank you so much for your insights. That was Amit Ranjan, who is Research Fellow at the Institute of South Asian Studies at the National University of Singapore.